Welcome to the Strategy of the Week for May 24th, 2013. My name is Todd Shaffer, Manager of Research for VectorVest, and I'll be providing your strategy presentation this evening. I took a call from a subscriber this week who was just learning the program and wanted to keep it simple. In my view, it doesn't get any simpler than top VST stocks. High VST stocks offer the best combination of value, safety, and timing and perform very well over the long haul, particularly when the market is rising. Like any approach, they can underperform at times, but overall, this is a great place to start when looking for stocks to buy. To demonstrate, I went to the market timing graph and identified when the current market uptrend began. Let's move into the program. We're on our default market timing graph on our Graphs tab, looking at a 1-year time frame with the price of the VectorVest composite and the other components of the market timing system on our market timing graph. We offer several market timing signals to identify trends from short to long. Tonight we'll use the RT Kicker Combo signal as a nice balance between getting in early enough and confirming the trend. Looking at this most recent upturn, if we put on our RT Combo timing lights, we see the first green light we received indicating this uptrend was on May 2nd, 2013. And the first question I'd want to know, what were the top VST stocks on May 2nd and how have they performed since? To answer that question, we'll come back to the top of the page and we'll click on the Viewers tab. And we'll click on Stock Viewer. And here we see the top of the list of over 3,500 stocks sorted VST descending. So we have at the top of the list the stocks that have the strongest combination of value, safety, and timing. Of course, that's the list as it exists today. Let's go back in time and change our calendar back to the 2nd of May. And here's the list as it appeared that evening. To demonstrate how they performed, we simply use our quick test tool, which if I minimize the viewers box will become easier to find. We're going to quick test the top 10 stocks. The quick test simply measures the change in price between the close of the 2nd and the close of the 23rd. And we see overall the group is up 5.88% on average, which if we compare it to the broader market was up 1.6%. So a little bit better than tripling the market performance in that time frame. And of course we had 7 winning positions and 3 losing positions. And the other thing I like to look at is to see if there are any statistical outliers here. Something that lost 100% that I would never have let go that far. Or on the contrary, something that gained 1,000, I would never have let go that far. But these numbers seem to be reasonable to me, and a reasonable representation of the market potential over that time frame. Now, while that's a very favorable result, that is only one market turn of less than a month in duration. So, how do these guys perform over the long haul? Well, to answer that question, we need to turn to the Unisearch tool to help demonstrate. Let's close this and move over to the Unisearch tab. The Unisearch tool is where we house all of our stock searches. Stock searches are simply composed of several parameters, all with a custom sort. And so it's worth taking on just a little bit of complexity here so that you can improve your understanding and results. I want to begin with a search called price greater than 0. And so we'll scroll down to the searches price volume group. They're listed alphabetically, price greater than 0. If you didn't know which group the search was in, you simply can sort all of the searches by alpha and just scroll to the P's. This is a very simple search. It has one parameter. We're looking for all the stocks whose price is greater than 0. Basically, every stock in the exchange that has a price. And we're going to take all of those stocks and we're going to sort them VST descending. This is essentially the stock viewer. And so if I run that search on the data from the close of the 23rd, this list of stocks is the same list of stocks that I should see on the stock viewer page. So using this search and the backtester, I can see what kind of performance I might have achieved had I simply bought stocks on the first green arrow and sold on the first red. Let's take a look at the market timing graph. Again, looking at this 1-year time frame, I'd buy on the first green light, which was here on July 3rd of 2012. Sell on the first red light, October 9th, 2012. Buy again on December 31st, 2012, sell on February 4th, 2013, and buy again on May 2nd, 2013, and hold those positions to current. And as you can see, what we're achieving is we're buying stocks in the uptrend, selling in the downtrend, buying in the uptrend, selling in the downtrend. I'd also point out that there are some periods where the market, even though we have green lights, is really moving sideways. You've got kind of this volatile sideways market movement. It happens here several times over this test bed. But I set this test up in the back tester. Let's go take a look at our results. Now remember, this is just buy and hold, buy on the green, sell on the red, no stop criteria involved here. So overall, using the price greater than zero search, starting on the 3rd and ending on the 23rd, we had an overall gain of 10%, which annualizes at 11.33%, with a maximum drawdown of 7.21%. If we look at the equity curve, we can see that the portfolio did struggle in that first volatile period of the test run that we saw on the market timing graph. It did struggle, but it did finish that time period up, and in fact, we got to a higher high after each upward time frame. What we also see is that when we got our first red light, we sold and went into cash, and so we sat in these flat parts. These flat periods were sitting in cash, so obviously there's no movement in the equity of the portfolio. And this replicates, as we did with the quick test, what you could have achieved by just buying the top VST stocks from the top of the stock viewer when you reached each of those signals. The power of the Unisearch tool is that with just a little more complexity, you can really impact your performance. In the Unisearch tool, there are many VST-based searches, and so I included a little list to help get you started. Some of these names may seem familiar to you because they're tried and true performers, and they keep coming up in our strategy presentations week after week. And that's a good sign of a robust performer. This week I'm going to focus in on one that's been working well in the recent past, high VST stocks. Let's take a look at its search parameters, although with a name like high VST stocks, you might be able to guess pretty closely. Back in the Unisearch tool, in the bear market beaters group is where we find high VST stocks. By clicking on it, I've opened up the search parameter window so we can see the search parameters. And we begin with a stock VST is greater than or equal to 1.25. With a possible range of 0 to 2, scores above 1.25 are very good. Next, we eliminate any indexes. Make sure the shares are actually actively traded on the day that we're going to buy them, and that they have a 50-day moving average of shares traded of more than 50,000 shares. Let's eliminate inverse ETFs and make sure that any stocks that are returned are priced above $5. And here's the real power of this search, is the sort. We're going to sort VST divided by actual price. So we're looking for high VST at a low price. And so just the nuance of that change in sort can have dramatic impact on our results. And so I tested this search in the back tester over the same time frame. Here are the results of that test. Now again, we just took the top 10 stocks from the search result, bought them on the green arrow, sold them on the red arrow, reran the search and bought another basket of 10 stocks on the next green arrow, sold them on the following red. So same methodology, different list of stocks. In this case, we gained 18.21% overall, which annualized at 20.22% versus the previous 11.29%, with a drawdown of just 3.96% compared to the 7% drawdown we experienced with price greater than zero. And so if that maximum drawdown represents the biggest pullback in the value of our portfolio in a pain for gain relationship here, this is certainly a much better search result. Again, looking at our equity curve, we did struggle in that choppy market at the beginning of the test bed, but again, every pull we got to a higher high. And hopefully the point I made to my new subscriber, and hopefully to you, is that using the power of the VectorVest system of analysis, that VST system combined with the market trend analysis, what a powerful combination that can be when used in conjunction, and the VectorVest tools make it very easy. Depending on your personal situation, your investor temperament, your goals, you may be very satisfied with this level of performance, and that's great. But if you're at all like me, once I mastered easy, I was ready to reach for more, and using the back tester made reaching for more Very simple. I can rerun any test period and apply different combinations of stop losses to try to optimize my returns and minimize my drawdowns. And one of the first things that probably struck you, as it did me, is I was sitting out an awful long time during these red arrows just sitting in cash, and while I wasn't losing any money, I wasn't making any money either. And so I'm missing out on an opportunity to make more gains. And so I ran a final test. Using SOTW sinkers, another shorting strategy within the Unisearch tool, we're going to buy stocks long with the high VST stocks search on the green arrows. When we get a red arrow, we'll close all of our positions and sell short with SOTW sinkers. When we get a green arrow, we'll close all of our shorts and go long, again with high VST stocks. And again, reverse on the red arrow with SOTW sinkers, and so on and so forth through this test bed. I've also taken the liberty to apply stop criteria to optimize the performance for this combination, just to give you a sense of what's obtainable within the VectorVest system. Let's scroll to those results. By using money management and by playing both sides of the market trend, we're able to increase our annualized rate of return up to 67.5%, which is up from 18% in our previous test, with a maximum drawdown of only 5.33%, slightly higher than our 4% in the previous run. Looking at our equity curve, not only did we make money in the green arrow periods, but we're also making money during the red arrow periods, forming that pattern of higher highs and higher lows. And it's not that the portfolio doesn't from time to time suffer losses or pullbacks in that equity curve. It's just that over time, with the disciplined application of the trading plan, we keep reaching higher highs. Now before we go, let me show you the setup for this backtest so you can duplicate it at home. I'm going to simply click on the Edit button. And for the account settings, we used all of the defaults that are already on the account. For market timing, we did utilize our auto tester feature so that we could automate the changing of the market timing signals. We do have a link in the views for you if you'd like to turn that on so you can try it out. Of course, you can obtain the results manually just by clicking through and checking the signals for each trade date. But we're using the RT Kicker combo, which has 3 market conditions: an up signal when the green light is confirmed by the moving average crossover, a down signal when the red light is confirmed by the moving average crossover, and neutral signals at any other times. So for the up condition, we're going to go along with the search high VST stocks. We used a 10% trailing stop and simulated intraday stops. On the More Settings tab, we traded 10 positions, uncheck automatically replace closed positions, open all 10 positions immediately, select the radio button for close any open position that was opened in a different situation. This means that when you get a red light, you'll close any positions that were opened under green light. We're going to invest our average portfolio value, trade odd lots. We're going to limit the repurchases of stocks we currently own, and everything else is default except for changing the maximum percent of a stock's volume to 2%. For the down signal, we're going to sell short from SOTW sinkers. Stop criteria again is a trailing stop of 10%, simulating intraday stops. On the More Settings tab, 10 positions, uncheck automatically replace closed positions. Open all 10 immediately, close any open position that was opened in a different situation. Invest the average portfolio value with odd lots. Limit the repurchases of stocks you currently own, and again a 2% limitation on stocks average volume. The automation rules for neutral will take no action, so we'll just let the stops take out our positions. Our test period was from July 3rd of 2012 to May 23rd, 2013, and I gave it a name, High VST Stocks / SOTW Sinkers. And at that point, click Finish and watch the magic happen. Well, I hope this demonstration has helped you grow an appreciation for the power of VST and the system of VectorVest stock analysis. And beyond that, hopefully I've intrigued you with the ease of use of the tools within the system to help you improve on those results as you build in confidence. Well, with that, we'll wrap up the presentation. I thank you for being with me. Have a great weekend.